Okay, you guys, we've had a week to refresh and get back and come back new, and it's time to start season 10. Let's go.
And I'm like, come on through, Cookie. I want to put my soapbox. That's basically it. Let's talk about drag and all its forms. What, Cookie?
Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for RuPaul's Drag Race. This is season 10, episode 1. When we finished up with All Stars, I was like, okay, I wasn't the happiest. But it is what it is, and it's time to get over it, and let's move on to something new, which is season 10. We're excited to meet these new girls and see what they all have in store. So let's start off first. Eureka, we know Eureka from last season. She had a knee replacement and some other surgeries, and she's back, and she's very excited. She looked really, really good coming into the workroom. She was the first one in, and I was happy to see her. Next, there was Asia O'Hara. Didn't really know a whole lot about her. I've seen her around, but I don't know a whole lot about her, and I'm interested to see more. She's pretty queen. Very pretty queen. Next was Miss Cracker. Miss Cracker actually has a lookalike. She's kind of campy, very New York. She has a lookalike that's actually on this season as well, and we actually will see her in a little bit. And these two queens have a rivalry in New York City, and it's been going on, so I've been told, for years, and they really do look alike. They really look alike. I'm like, come on, y'all, with these makeup looks and everything, they look alike. A whole lot alike. They could be sisters. Whatever. Anyway, moving on. How do you say this child's name? Yahuwah Hamasaki. It's like Yua Hamasaki. I don't know who she reminds me of. She reminds me of Juju. Her candor reminds me of Jujubee. But there's only one Jujubee. Only one. And we love Jujubee. I don't know how much I'm going to like Yahuwah. She's a little irritating, but we'll see. We'll see how things work out. She's one of those people who I think will she's like a sneak reader. And you know what? A sneak reader sometimes needs smacked in the mouth. So that's kind of what I get from her. She has a little sneak read type thing going on with her. I don't know. We'll see. Next was Blair St. Clair. Very, very pretty. And out of drag, looks just like a little lesbian. She looks like just a cute little lesbian. I said, well, check you out, honey. She's cool. So I'm interested to see more of her as well. And I'll tell you who she reminds me of. Brie Vandekamp from off of Desperate Housewives. So she's going to be interesting to watch. Monet Exchange is nothing more than Bob the Drag Queen reinvented. She looks and acts like Bob the Drag Queen in and out of drag. And the funny thing is, I'm here for it. I am here for it. I'm here for it. I love Bob, and I don't think that she literally goes out of her way to try to copy Bob. I think she just, looks like Bob, and her whole thing. I mean, they're built alike in everything. It's crazy. It's crazy, but I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I think I like her, and I'm going to be definitely watching. Cameron Michaels was next. She is the muscle queen. She is the one that out of drag they all want to screw for the most part. Whatever that little thing is. I did look up her IG page. She really is an attractive boy. Her boy look is actually better than her girl look, and it was funny because they played off of that with her entrance, and she made reference to the fact that she said, I came here to be part of the pit crew, but this is going to be much more exciting. I said, well, come on then, bitch. So She's gonna be fun. I think she's fun. She's a dancer. I can see that bitch was doing splits and straddles and carrying on. So I think she's going to be really a problem if somebody has to go lip sync against her. She's going to give you a run for your money. Not a bad looking queen, but she's a beautiful boy. She's a beautiful man. And you know that doesn't always translate, because sometimes when you're that beautiful of a man, the translation is kind of weird. But whatever, we'll see. We'll see what goes on. Next was Mayhem Miller. And I'm telling you now, from the door, I'm Team Mayhem. She does my type of drag. She's a glamour drag girl. She's a pageant girl. She's very, very pretty. Very put together. Very pageant. Very pageant. Baby, she walked to the door giving me Shirley Ralph. I said, bitch, come on through here with this beautiful plum gown and done. I'm saying plum. It was a little burgundy-esque, but not as deep, so we're going to go with plum. Beautiful gown, though. Velvet, stretch velvet, clean. Very pageant, very together. I'm here for it. I like Mayhem, and I'm Team Mayhem so far. Anyway, we'll get that right out the way. Next was Calorie Kardashian Williams. What do I think about this child? I think of her the same way as her name. The Kardashians. So what? She is a very secure big girl, is what she is. She got a big old ass and a lot of pads. And she doesn't mind taking her clothes off. She's shapely and she'll mind taking her clothes off. Again, my feelings toward her are my feelings toward Kim and the rest of the real Kardashian sisters. So what? So I don't know how this is going to be a race to see how long she lasts for me. But she's cool. She's from New Mexico. Not a bad looking heavy queen. You know, I'm always here for the heavy girls, so it's cool. But again, it's just going to be I don't see her in the winner's circle at all. But it's going to be fun to see how far she ends up lasting. Next was Monique Hart. Yeah. Nothing sticks out about Monique for me. She's just there, which is cool. It's no problem. She's there. Dusty Ray Bottoms was next. Dusty Ray Bottoms is cool for me. She reminds me of Milk. She reminds me of Milk and why I liked Milk in the beginning when Milk first came. Because you all know during All Stars, Milk about drove me crazy. But I used to love Milk when Milk was in his season. And that's what Dusty Ray Bottoms reminds me. And it's funny because you see, when I refer to Milk, I always refer to Milk as him most of the time, because that's kind of what Milk gives. And the same thing with Dusty is like, yeah, okay, come on here. You know, and it's no disrespect. I like what she gives. It's just kind of it has a he factor to it. And it's cool because it works for them. And everybody else couldn't pull that off. It works for them. So I like Dusty. I'm interested to see what Dusty does. Dusty does some interesting things with his makeup. So that's going to be interesting to see. Next was the Vixen. No. I can't with her. I already, she's on my nerves. And we haven't even got out of the gate. We're right at the gate. She's on my nerves. She's problematic. And we'll talk about it later. Next is Vanessa Vanjie Mateo. She is Alexis Mateo's drag daughter. She is her mama's child. And that's all I'm going to say. Miss Vanjie. She is very easy to love. Very easy to love. She's a very, fans will like her. The fans will like her. I don't know how well she will do in the competition, but the fans will like Vanjie. Yeah, she's very relatable. Just Vanjie and ghetto, and you see how I'm on my face? That's Vanjie. that's very much her. The fans are going to like Vanjie. And then we have Aquaria. Aquaria is the 14th queen, and she is the lookalike to Miss Cracker, or Miss Cracker is the lookalike to her. For some reason, I think that Aquaria is actually the more polished. Aquaria is probably the more booked. but Miss Cracker's right on her ass. Hell, they're damn near the same person when you look at them. It's really uncanny how much they look alike, like damn twins. But they're both pretty. You know, they're both pretty queens. Really slim, and their whole aesthetic is just. Ooh, I think it would drive me crazy. A bitch that just her aesthetic is exactly like mine. But what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? But it goes deeper than that. We'll talk about it more as we go on. First thing, mini challenge. The very first mini challenge is actually this was different and new. It was a runway challenge where there were a bunch of formers, some winners, some runner-ups. Just a bunch of the girls showed up, and they were all out there, and they were standing around an actual runway, and they were rooting the girls on. And the girls had to give what they would give in the runway. It was giving you ballroom, the whole ballroom feel. And there was a lot going on. There was a lot of... it was given hashtag Paris is burning. So there was a lot of voguing going on and a lot of... It was all right, Joe. It was all right. Nobody really slayed the runway. It was a lot of gay bar stuff is what it was given. It was a lot of... you know this is not going to come across politically correct. A lot of fag boy activity is what it was. It was a lot of how I would carry on at the bar as James as opposed to being at the bar as Milan is what it gave. So I was kind of, all right, y'all, whatever. That's very rude, though. That's very rude. Whatever. The winner of the challenge, though, was Monet Exchange. Did not surprised me at all. Very New York City. She's very on it. It was cool. Again, she's interesting, just like Bob. So it worked. She was the winner. Yeah. And then half of this cast is literally from New York City. It's real heavy on the New York end. And the other half is like Hollywood, California, and then some other stuff sprinkled in there, seems like. But very heavy on the New York end. The Maxi Challenge was a bring back. It was Drag on a Dime. If you all remember that, if you've been watching from the beginning, season 1, that was the first challenge. It was Drag on a Dime. It was the whole dollar store challenge. And the girls had to do, actually had to sew. It was very Project Runway. And it was cool. Because you actually got to see people actually putting things together, not things they brought and said they made. You got to see people really putting things together, and some of the girls did a really good job. What I did notice is that Eureka has been humbled, I believe, by the being sent home, regrouping, and having come back. I know her life has had a lot of different ups and downs. As far as her injury was worse than what we thought her injury was, and she ended up having to have a lot of work done. And the recovery, I think she had a hard time in recovery, but she made it, and she's back dancing and doing all the things that she does, which is really, really cool. But it has humbled her because she's much more likable. Because in the beginning, I didn't really care for Eureka that much. Eureka was a bit bitchy for me, and you all know how I feel about bitchy queens. So she gave me a bit of, a bitchy tea, and I was like, Eureka. But now, with her coming back, I'm liking Eureka, and I'm rooting for her. She's different. She's grown. She's grown as a person, I think. So much more likable. Much more likable. So let's see. So for our Maxi Challenge, our winner, before we even get to the winner, we did the Maxi Challenge. The girls were coming out for their little situation. And then Rue said, let me stop. I have another girl that I'm going to bring out, that I want to bring into the competition, child. And everybody was looking around giving, baby, it better not be that goddamn Shangela coming up out of there. And he said it was Pheromone. He was bringing Pheromone back into the competition. And I had to laugh because when they came out, that damn Monet Exchange turned around there. I told you she fighting like Bob and said, bitch, Miss Farron got some work done or something, bitch. Looking over, it wasn't fair. It was actually Christina Aguilera with a pink wig on, and she really did look like Fairmont. I about fell out on the floor. It was hilarious. But yeah, Christina came out and slayed the girls. Came out, and then, of course, they had her hitting that irritating note that she hits all the time. She did all of that. They did whatever they did. Then they went on and judged. The winner of the Maxi Challenge was Mayhem Miller. Her little thing was really, really cute. She did this whole thing with garbage bags and plastic gloves, and it ended up looking like leather. Like everything ended up looking like leather. She paired it up with some patent leather boots, and that it was pretty groovy. But it was cool. But by far my favorite was actually Aquaria. My favorite one was Aquaria, and it was just a very interesting look. She had a very interesting look where she took it and made it look like it looked like a cocktail suit, like a very beautifully crafted cocktail suit. And that was interesting. That for me was really, really interesting. So that was actually my favorite one. That was my favorite one. I liked it. But it didn't win. It didn't win. I thought it should have won, but it didn't. Mayhem won, and I'm Team Mayhem, so it was cool. No problem. The two bottoms were Calorie and Vanessa. They ended up in the bottom. So I said, okay, come on, Vanjie, what you gonna do? And they ended up having to lip sync to Ain't No Other Man, and it was Christina Aguilera's song, Ain't No Other Man. And it was just kind of, I don't know, I think Vanjie let her nerves get the best of her, and her performance wasn't coming across real good, but it was really, they were really still neck and neck because neither one of them were doing anything that was all that spectacular. And then that damn Calorie pulled a stunt, baby. She literally went in because her top, it was the top and the bottom. She took the bottom off and it was covered in like dollar bills. She had dollar bills stuffed down in her bustier and took them and threw them up in the air and made it rain on herself and fell into a split. It was over. It was over. I said, girl, she just got you, bitch. You're on your way home, honey. And naturally, they ended up choosing her. I was like, well, that was pretty good and well placed, girl. So that was cool. So she's going to be there. Miss Vanjie got eliminated. And baby, let me tell you something. I said she is her mother's daughter. So, you know, we all remember all these years later, we remember Alexis Mateo for saying, bam, bam, that was her thing. Miss Vanjie was getting ready to leave, baby. She stopped at the back of the runway and was like, Vanjie, and sauntered backwards off the stage. I fell out. I said, bitch, nobody's going to ever forget you, Miss Vanjie. That was the fiercest exit that I have seen thus far. So I said, the fans are going to love her. She is very likable, and I'll definitely be checking her out on the internet to see what it is she's doing. I still see big things happening for her. I like her. I like her. I like her a lot. But yeah, Miss Vanjie was the first one that got sent home. So that was kind of sad. But she was worried. You know, 'cause she cried and everything. She was worried about letting her drag mother down. And I'm like, girl, you didn't let your drag mother down, honey. You did what you could, and you rolled out, bitch. And you then created a tagline, bitch. You done had a fancy exit, honey. Nobody's going to forget you, baby. You did not let your drag mother down. And I really enjoyed you, Miss Vanjie, honey. And I'll be waiting to see what you have in store in your career because you're still just a baby yet. But that was it. That was the first episode. It was good. I really enjoyed it. And it was cool. Like I said, there's this whole rivalry going on between Miss Cracker and Aquaria. And those two whores got into it right away. The first episode, going back and forth with each other about makeup. one copied the other one's makeup. I'm like, oh God, this is going to be a mess. This is going to be a mess. But that was that. And then now, you know, Untucked is back. So it comes on right after the show. Really happy about that. It's not online anymore. It's right there on VH1. Christina Aguilera came back and actually chatted with the girls. It was really nice. She spent time with them. She was very, very open and welcoming to the girls. And because, you know, Christina could be a bit of a bitch at times too, but she wasn't. She was really, really good with the girls, gave them a lot of advice as far as the business goes and things like that. It was nice. It was really, really nice. So it was like, all right, Christina, cool. Very, very cool. So that was it. I enjoyed it. I hope you all did too. And I will catch you all next week. All right, guys. Later.